Hello, my chin friend. Some friends ask me to do a deep dive on the high pitch section of the guqin classics, High Mountain, Gaoshan. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce the high pitch part of guqin in general. So guqin is a very versatile instrument. It also have a very wide range of pitches. It can play 4 octaves, and which is quite extraordinary for string instrument. 4 octaves, it's 1 octave, second, third octave, and the fourth octave. And guqin, there are specific terms referring to the range of the pitches. So below seventh hui is called shangzhun, the lower range. And between 7 and 4 is called zhongzhun, the middle range. And then between the 4th and the 1st hui is called shangzhun, the high range. So the high range pitches, middle range and high range, these pitches are already pretty high. The middle range, basically, I consider anything above the 6th hui as high pitches, not just shangzhun, but the upper notes of the zhongzhun. So that's already pretty high pitches. So one thing is, playing these high pitches, especially, when the note is long, when you have a long note, you want to make some refinements because the high pitches, the resonance is not as long as those low pitches. So the low pitches, so the last very long. So the high pitches does not last that long. So in general, we try to use the thumbnail to stop the sound, because the nail is very hard, so it does not mute the sound as fast as the flash. So if you use flash, for example, that note, it's okay, but it's not lasting very long. If you use nail, it will last longer. So that's nail sound. That's the flash sound. My flash already had callus, so it is okay. But especially for beginner, your flash is soft, so the sound will last even shorter. So that's one thing. Try to use the thumb to stop and use the nail part of the thumb to make those high-pitched stop sound, so it will last longer. A second thing is the notes on the high pitches are very dense. So the distance between, for example, a major second is much shorter than those lower ones. So as a result, we frequently need to use the kneeling finger for the ring finger instead of using the tip, because at the lower part, the sound are much more distanced. So you can do that. You can use the tip and still be able to do the pickup sound, the tao qi. But for the high pitches, the same distance note are much shorter. So here is this long, but here it is only here. So it's only about an inch. So you wouldn't be able to do this. So it's very awkward. So the ancient Chinese were very, so the didn't hesitate to try new things. So they invented the kneeling sound. So you use kneeling sound. So use the kneeling ring finger. So you can do the same thing as here. So here is. So we use kneeling sound very, very often. Again, I have practiced a lot. So the skin here is very hard. So I can do it more easily. And the sound also lasts fairly long. But for beginner, again, the skin is soft. The sound is not going to last as long. So you need to practice for shorter duration, but more frequently to wait for the callus to develop kneeling sound. So in guqin music, when you play high pitch, you often play some of the open sound, open string, sanyin, to accompany it. So the open string lasts very long, and it fills those gaps of the short kind of a high pitch note. So you do this like. So the alternative playing of long-lasting open string sanyin and the high-pitch sound is also a convention. It makes the high-pitch sound much better. So make sure you play those open string sound strong, but not too loud, because if it is too loud, it will hide those high pitches. You won't hear those high pitch melody very easily. Right? So these are general principles for playing those high pitch sound. So for the piece of Gaoshan, high mountain, those high pitch sounds appear in section 6, 第六段. And high pitch sound in Gaoshan are slow. So when you play slow high pitch sound, you want to make sure using the nail to make the sound last long. At the same time, you need to add a lot of refinement. So add those xi yin. All right, xi yin is often used here. You don't want to use da yin, those wide vibration. You want to use those more subtle refinement. And so the finger move shorter distance, because in those high pitch range, shorter distance already create a similar wave as those longer distance in the lower range. All right, so that's, you want, when the melody is slow, you want to add refinement, those xi yin or nao. So let me play the Gaoshan, that part. All right, let me start with this part. So I first use my my ring finger. So the using of a ring finger, the benefit is it won't mute the, it is on the 4th string. So using ring finger, it won't mute the 5th string because the 5th string is also ringing. So that's the fifth string. Using the ring finger can keep both 6th and 5th string vibrating, so to make a fuller harmony. And then the second time I have to use thumb. So as soon as I put my thumb on the 4th string, the 5th string is muted. So I did that the second time because I needed to use kneeling finger on the 3rd string. So this part, all right? So we try to keep some open string, 散音, lasting as long as possible to fill the gaps of those short, lasting high pitch note. But sometimes we have to move on to the next section, and you have to mute that. So that's okay, right? So here. So here, so you keep the kneeling finger on the 3rd string. So you don't raise it, immediately after you finish playing that, because that the same location is going to come back. So we keep it there. So the retaining finger is also very important. So here, transition from the nail to the flash, from the 4th string to the 5th string. So this one I use the flash because this note is not that long, so it's okay. So that transition between the nail and the flash would make a seamless, gapless, without breaking between these two sounds. So if you use nail for 7th string and nail for 6th string, you have to move the hand and there is a gap in between, right? Which is also okay, but since the 7th string, it is not that long a note, so using the flash is a better choice. So here, there's no other option. You have to raise. So the guqin, the kneeling finger, moving from the 6th string to the 5th string. So you have to raise it up and push it down, right? So here I use middle finger. Use alternating different finger will also help to avoid a moving hand and avoid a gap. So this open string, third string, 散勾三 is very important because it lasts very long. And it gives the harmony a fuller sound. About 贵指, so 贵指, kneeling finger, tilt your hand so that your eye can see the point where the kneeling finger is going to touch the string. So that way you are more confident to press down. You are not trying, you are not making any error. It's okay to slow down a little until you see that point you wanted to push the string is touching the string, and then weight down, right? So again here, watch. Right. So that kneeling, see it and don't try too hard to bend it, because there is not that much under control. So you just curve it and find the spot and use the weight of your hand to press the finger on the string on the board, right? So you don't want to try to curve it perfectly, because you can't do it. We don't have that much nerve here to control each section of the finger. So you can only curve it a little. So it's very important to be able to see your finger. So the angle of your palm is very important. You don't want to do this. If it is too flat, you won't be able to see the tip of the finger, the kneeling part that is going to touch the string. So you want it to have the 45-degree angle so you can see it and see it touching the string, and then press down, right? Right. So here, here we have a lot of kneeling finger again, and kind of middle range, high pitch. So again, here I'm using flash, the joint, instead of the nail to press the seventh string, which is different from what I said in the beginning, because it is okay to do that here because those notes are pretty short. Right, so a lot of kneeling. Again, watch here. Right, I need vibration, need 细音 T. Don't do it too hasty. Take your time, curve the finger, see the tip, make sure it is pressing the string the right spot, and confidently press down because you can see it. Right, let's pick up. I hope you can hear it. Right. And raise and move to the fifth finger, fifth string. So here, because the sixth string, it is very long. So I instead of using the joint, I move my thumb finger from the fifth string to the sixth string to use nail to press it, right? So I'm not doing. So if I use my joint, there wouldn't be a gap between sixth and fifth string. However, the sixth string is not going to vibrate as long as I move my hand using the nail to press it, right? So here, again, it's from the 5.6 to 5 to 4.4. So there are a lot of moving, a lot of 走音, a lot of sliding, walking sound called 走音. So you want to use nail, because if you use flash, when you move up to 4.4, there won't be any sound anymore, right? So in general, those high pitches, because the notes are so dense, you want to be very careful. You want to make sure it is not out of pitch. So it is very accurate. So accuracy. Take your time, and the vibration, the 细音, also help you to adjust and find the accurate note. So that refinement is also an opportunity to adjust, move up and down until you get to the perfect note, right? Right. For example, if I move too high, I can vibrate down more to find the better pitch. So for example, I move first, slide the 戳, I slide too high. So I move down, and you won't notice. The audience would think it is just a vibration, right? Same thing here. If I slide to the 4.4, not so accurate because I'm doing 细音, so I have the opportunity to adjust it to the perfect note quickly, and the audience won't notice that the audience would perceive that as part of the vibration. So slow, when I about to get there, I move very slow, and so that I can control to stop at the right spot when it is at the right pitch. So don't slide that part too fast, because you are going to end at a long note, and you want a perfect pitch for that long note. So slide slowly so that you can hear clearly, and stop when the sound is perfect, the pitch is perfect. Right. right? So I'm also using the kneeling finger to do vibration. And so you want to do that when you have practiced long enough, so you have the callus developed there, right? And that shangzhun open string, open third string is very important because it provide a very deep and long-lasting pitch, serving as the base for the high melody above, right? So don't press too hasty. Make sure you see the tip of the kneeling finger press at the accurate position. So here you won't have opportunity to adjust. All right, you cannot vibrating while doing the taoqi. So you want to see the right spot. So here, this vibration is very important. Get to the right spot is very important. Use the most comfortable part of the kneeling finger to press the string is very important. So that all rely on not only your ear, but also your eye. Your eye allow you to feel confident when you are pressing. So you are not trying, you are not taking any chance. You know when you press down, it is a good sound because you can see, right? Again. That sound, don't be too hasty for that sound. Take your time. Unless you know you are pressing the right spot, sliding up to the right spot, and since you are pressing it with the most comfortable part of your kneeling finger, you can also do vibration for this very long and difficult note. The long, difficult note, you want to embellish it, and that rely on accuracy and confidence. And that confidence rely on your ear, on your eye, right? Again. Okay, now next comes the most difficult part. We are going to the upper range, shangzhun yin, and not harmonics. The harmonics are easy. So that's easy, but pressing sound, the stopping sound on the upper range is very rare in guqin, but in gaoshan there is, and it is going up to the third hui and space between third and second hui. So it's very high pitch. And, if you cannot get it very good, it might not be your problem. It might be the instrument problem. So that's a difference between very good instrument and a not so good instrument. Because the high pitch are the highest. It has the greatest distance from the board. So you need to press very hard because it's close to the reed, to the bridge, yueshan. And this, the lower pitch, there's very short distance, very short space between the string and the board surface. But here it is much, much higher. So it is harder to press down. And you want to, of course, you have to press the string all the way down solidly to touch the board, right? Okay. Right? So it's this part. So again, use 戳 because if you just press down, it might be out of tone and you won't have opportunity to adjust. But if you use sliding, you can gradually get there and you can hearing the sound getting to the precise right spot, right? Again, on the 6th string, I used the joint because it's very short, right? See that? I didn't move my finger because the 6th string, that sound is so short, you don't need to use a nail to make it long. Right. So 7th string, to get really high. Right. From 4th way to 3.2. And then from 3.2 to 2.5. Again, there's a taoqi, so same thing. Make sure you see it. So it's a 4.4. At the 4.4 position, you do the pickup. And that one, you don't have the opportunity to change, to adjust. You have to see and make sure you are pressing down at the good position. So, right. So next, I change to the nail, the thumb finger nail, because that note is also pretty long. All right, so again, here. So the rest are not so high anymore. So let's concentrate on this part. So this most difficult part, 4th way is basically around the 4th way. There's a 4.4, 4, 3.2, and a 2.6. It's really high pitch. And you have to, for the 7th string, you have to use the fingernail, the hard part of your thumb, to press the string really hard to the board and do subtle vibration for those long notes to make sure it is long lasting and also embellished, right? Right. So in general, this most difficult part, the point is what I already mentioned. Basically, accuracy in the pitch, that's the first most important thing. The note have to be very accurate, and because the notes are so dense in this area, so it's very hard. Play slowly and practice and find the accurate note. So that's the first point. The second point is use the nail to do the 走音, do the sliding up and down. Because if you use a flash, it is not going to, it will sound very dry. The notes are very short living. And when you can, use vibration to allow you the space, flexibility for adjusting to the accurate note, right? So let me play this part one more time. So it's going to the 下准, the low range again. All right, so I hope this is helpful. Thank you for watching. So if you find this helpful, please thumb up, please subscribe, and feel free to forward to your friend and other side, right? Thank you.